Hello lads and ladies and welcome back to the channel. I hope you can see and hear me okay. Again, back for some more League One content this evening. Again, I do apologise for not had content out in the last few weeks for Elijah, but we are back now. And a lot has happened. We're 7 or 8 games into the season now, and it's starting to tick along nicely. Teams are picking up points, people are dropping points, and players are coming into their own, scoring goals and absolutely flying. In today's episode, we'll be discussing this weekend's key fixtures. A lot of goals happening. We saw Wigan, get a great result away at Accrington. We saw 4 goals at Highbury. Yes, 5 goals at the Priestfield. We'll also be discussing teams going forward and backwards, maybe where they are in the table, a bit of XG. And an in-depth look on a couple of League One clubs as well before we finish off looking at the League One table and where I believe some teams may win and lose points this season. But before we do that, leave your questions down below in the chat. We're going to do a Q&A at the end. It's going to be an extended Q&A. Let me know how your team got on this weekend as we go on to this weekend's key results. Now, I was looking with honour, really, at this weekend's key results, and there wasn't too many shocks. There was a couple that I expected maybe teams to pick up points, but last week was shockaholic. We have Fleetwood go away at Rotherham 1-4-2. We have Bolton beat Ipswich 5-2. I know Ipswich weren't the greatest in the last few weeks, but to win 5-2 away at Ipswich is quite a good result. So we've had a lot of goals, and again, we're going to be discussing about it in today's stream. Let me know how your team got in today. Yep, rest in peace, Jimmy Green. He's one of the greats, really. I think he's third behind Messi and Ronaldo in all-time goals in the top 5 leagues. So it's an unbelievable, achievement for him. And again, and Boise from Only Fools and Horses sadly passed away today. So rest in peace to those 2 legends. Anyway, back to today's stream. Accrington played Wigan. Now, Accrington, again, played 8 now. It ended 4-1 to the Latics, as you can see down below. Now, Accrington have won 4 of the first 8, lost 4. Now, the biggest slight for me is Colby Bishop and Dion Charles not firing. They've not got a goal contribution before yesterday. Bishop did get a goal contribution. He got an assist for Michael Nottingham's goal, the former Crewe and Blackpool defender, scoring there. But again, Wigan running riot. Will Keane scoring again. And Charlie White getting his first 2 goals of the season. What that could do for him confidence-wise, and could maybe miss a game or 2 in the next few weeks because he is on 4 yellow cards for the season. But again, 2 goals to him. Jack Watmore also coming up from the back. I'm a big fan of him, a young centre-half, but he's still at a good age, grown up at Portsmouth and, come to Lancashire and thrived at the Latics so far. And, Wigan, they've been questioned about their support in recent years. Every time I've seen them, they've been brilliant for big games, or, you saw the Bolton game, we had a huge turnaround for the Cup game, and again, a huge, away crowd at Accrington last weekend. And, very, very good turnout. And, Wigan fans are a terrific bunch. And I like them a lot. 4-1, great result. And, 6 unbeaten now. They lost the first game of the season. A lot of teams are questioning them. And a lot of fans are questioning them. And, again, they only lost to Sunderland. You've got to look at the teams that they've been playing in recent weeks. Portsmouth they played. They got something. They played Wycombe, they got something. Accrington and home hugs. They played Charlton away. They played Sunderland. So they probably played, 6 of the 7 best teams in the division. So, fair play to Wigan, a great result. Accrington, do I worry for them? No. They scored 8 goals and conceded 11 this year. Do they need more goals? Of course they do. Nottingham and Butcher aren't going to provide forever. McConville's in there. I think he's got 3 assists this season. So, Wigan run riot, 4-1 victory, fairly simple as they go top of the league, 16 points from a possible 21, and they have scored 12 goals in the process, only conceding 5, one of the best defences in League One. Now, Wimbledon 0 Plymouth 1. Now, Wimbledon have done quite well this season, currently sit on 12 points, and, Argyle had a fairly good start. And, when you've got Hardy and Jeff got up front, you're going to win games, and you've got goal scorers to do that. And it's an unbelievable an unbelievable achievement what Wimbledon are doing right now. And Plymouth again, great victory for them. Hardy again, it's his fourth goal of the season, and fairly good victory for them, I feel. Away from home, Wimbledon haven't lost many there. I think it's the first home defeat of the season as well. Plymouth, again, that's their second victory away from home. So, no mugs, Plymouth, and, great victory away from home, 1-0. Bolton again. Bolton played Rotherham. Now, Bolton, I'm tipping for promotion really this year. And again, they score a lot of goals. They've not really clicked at home yet this season. I think they've won one or two of the first 4 home games, and they've just not got into that winning mentality. Sunderland and Wigan have done that very well. They've won all the home games, and you want to be winning your home games. If you can, if not, get a draw. But rather than no mugs, Wiles getting the 2 goals. It's his, second and third goals of the season. I think one of the goals is an absolute screamer into the top corner. But Rotherham only had 29% of possession. 29%. And it just shows you there's more than one ways to skin a cat, and, it's a very, very good result for them. 2-0 away from home. And, not much possession, but you don't need it in League One. Bolton have got a lot of good players. Athlon, Doyle, Isgrove, Kachunga, who's, been playing a lot off the bench. Not many minutes. The next game we're going to be covering is Cheltenham against Oxford. Now, Cheltenham won 1-0. 1-0 against Oxford. And again, it's Alfie May. That man again, he just scores goals, doesn't he? I thought he was outstanding when, we played him at Highbury Stadium. Very, very good, player. Gets in pockets, likes to hurt teams, likes to expand teams, passes with purpose. But Oxford, I do worry for them. It is 3 without a win now for them. Again, they're not scoring many goals. I think it's only 1 goal in the 3 games. And I think when they went 1-0 up a few weeks ago against Cambridge, they could have gone top of the league, and obviously didn't hold on there. And again, Cheltenham have started this season very, very well. And, to sit 3 wins from your first 7 games is, always a good return. And, they're going to be up there this year. They're going to be up there, in my opinion. I think Cheltenham will surprise a few. Oxford, again, they're normally slow starters. They trend up. And, not a bad result for Cheltenham. 1-0. It's the first clean sheet of the season. And, quite a lot of firsts for this weekend. Crewe kept a clean sheet. A 2-0 win against Burton Albion. Burton are 6 without a win now, and they currently sit 10th in the division. 3 draws in that time, 3 defeats. But Crewe, again, needed a win. It's the first win in 7. And, again, just hit the top of the relegation place on 5 points. And, again, Crewe have got Morecambe on Tuesday, and it'd be interesting to see for me where this result tops them up, because they needed confidence. Owen Dale went to Blackpool, their playmaker. They lost the right back in the summer as well, and they lost kind of a lot of the stars. Chris Porter's getting on now; he's 37. Mandron's maybe not scoring as much as he once was. Chris Long's nowhere to be seen, and I just think goals-wise going forward could be a trouble. So if they can keep more clean sheets like they did yesterday, I think they'll be more than okay. But again, great result. Let me know how your team got on in the comments. We are going to come to them in just a moment. And Doncaster again, what a victory for them. I know that Morecambe away, Morecambe at home, sorry. Morecambe have only got 1 win in 5. They had a very good start to the season, but you are going to have tricky stages in League One this year. Everyone in League One this season will go through a point where they don't win many games in 5 or 6 games, and that's what will happen. And Morecambe, are they going on that now? I feel like they panicked a bit in the summer by signing a lot of players. They signed possibly maybe 2 or 3 many. They probably signed players for the sake of signing players, when they could maybe have got 2 or 3 better players than they've already got and added a little bit more quality. But I'm not the manager, and I'm not going to question Stephen Robertson. What he did at Motherwell was fantastic, and he didn't get a fair crack of the whip at Oldham. Really, I think he only got 30 games, and it was a 33% win record. Doncaster Rovers, again, needed a win. They got it. Needed a clean sheet. They got it. And Dolberg in goal. Me and Jack talked about it just 2 weeks ago. What a save he made in that game. He made a vital save in a couple of games ago to literally keep the score at 1-1. Again, yesterday, spread himself from Stockton. Stockton had scored 6 goals from his 7 shots on target this year. Make that 6 from 8. Dolberg spreading himself very well. And, for the next bit, we've got to rep the cards. We've got to rep the cards because what a victory for the COD Army in the end. 2-0 down. It feels like a victory. I know I keep saying that. 2-2 in the end. Again, not a bad result. Sunderland at home, from 2-0 down, I'm fearing the worst. And, Sunderland don't let many leads slip, especially away from home. 2-0 up, 14 to go. Callum Mawson looks a different play for the Cods, really. Gets a goal just before, the last 10 minutes comes into place, puts it under the keeper's legs. And then, Fleetwood have said, whatever they lack in character, whatever they lack in talent, they make up in character. And, they don't give up easy. They go till the end. And I feel it was a good result for the COD Army. The last kick of the game, was it a penalty? It was a stonewall penalty. I'm not being funny. People are saying it's soft. I thought it was soft at first. You cannot grab onto someone's shirt the way Morton was running onto that ball. He was pulling him back. It was contact on the player, not allowing Callum Morton to get onto the ball. At the end of the day, it's a penalty. Sunderland's first goal, by the way, slightly offside? I don't think so. Second, was it a penalty? Soft, but the same as Morton's. If Morton's is given, Sunderland's has to be given. Johnson's comments, in my opinion, are a disgrace. But it was a penalty. And I'm interested to see what Sunderland fans... Both penalties were soft. I agree with that. But I think Sunderland need to start questioning Lee Johnson a little bit. The top of the league. Don't question your manager. I get that. Don't question the referee why you lost that game. You lost that game because you were time wasting over every throw-in. We did it when we came to the stadium. I'm not moaning about it. But you time wasted over every throw, time wasted over every free kick. You brought negative subs on. You went to 5 at the back. You sat back against Fleetwood. You know what I mean? You are going to get long balls coming at you. Go for the third. I know if it comes off, he's a managerial genius and all that. But Lee Johnson, the way they set up, lost you that game. If that was Parkinson or Simon Grayson, you'd be laying into him. Let's be honest, Sunderland fans. If you say you're not, I'll be surprised. But again, still a point. It'd be interesting to see how a young Sunderland team get on from that. Their average age of the squad was 24.27 against Accrington a couple of weeks ago. So, a decent point on the board. Overall, disappointed that you can't come back. But again, 2-0 up and Fleetwood come back. That is now 5 points collected for Fleetwood from losing positions. An interesting stat about the Cods. They've collected 13 points from losing positions under Simon Grayson from 30 games. They only collected 17 under Joey Barton from 128 games. Now, Gillingham against MK Dons. Now, Gillingham go 1-0 up. Oliver, and, I think that's his 3rd goal of the season. It's back-to-back. He scored at Burton last weekend. I feel sorry for Gillingham, losing 4-1 at home to MK Dons. MK Dons are a very good side. Twine scored Eamon own goal. Waters scores his 1st goal for the club. That'll do him the world of good. And Peter Kizovo, the former the Bolton man, again grabbing goals. But MK Dons are going to score goals. They are where they are for a reason. They currently sit 3rd, just behind the top 2. 4 wins and 3 draws, only 1 defeat. Haven't lost away yet from home. I like MK Dons a lot. They've got, Manning there as manager who plays the right way. They're going to score a lot of goals. They've got, they play forward. They still average the most possession in League One. So Russell Martin effect is still there in transition. But Gillingham, the owners are an absolute disgrace, in my opinion. Gillingham were kind of lower tier League One, bottom 6, bottom 8. Steve Evans has come in and challenged mid-table upwards the top 2. The top 6 every year he's been there. They've always been kind of 5 or 6 points off it. Or win today, we could, really push on. Unfortunately, they've never done it. In the summer, they had the opportunity to go again. That was their biggest chance because they've still got Oliver who'll score 10, 15 goals this season. They've got Kyle Dempsey in midfield. They've got Stuart O'Keefe. They've got, Ollie Lee. They've got a good team. Cummins in goal. And I just believe the owners let them down. They've not put as much money in. I know they are in an embargo, just like Fleetwood. But Fleetwood's business over Gillingham's was much, much better. They bought in value for money. They've used the youth. And there's none of that at Gills. I know the fans aren't happy. And Gillingham fans just deserve better, in my opinion. The crowds are going down there. And I always see Gillingham as an old-fashioned, hard to beat, proper League One club, with tradition. A bit like an Everton, really, of League One. They make that they're there most of the time. They don't really challenge to win anything, but, they're always there. They're always going to give you a good game. But again, great victory for MK Dons. That makes it 4 unbeaten, 3 draws away from them and a win. And going on to Lincoln against Ipswich now. Lincoln, again, currently sit just below Fleetwood in the table. Actually, they scored 10 goals, let in 10. Won 5-1 at Cambridge last week. They just can't get that consistency they got last season going. They can't win those back-to-back. They haven't won in the last 3 home games since that victory over Fleetwood. And, Macaulay Bonne, who's no mug at this level, probably been one of the best signings Ipswich made this year. I think that's his 5th goal in 6 for him. A lot of them, are coming off from the bench. It's the first clean sheet of the season. Paul Cook's, I think his dad sadly passed away in the week as well. And again, a great victory for him, a great victory for his team. It'll do him a lot of confidence. I slagged Ipswich's business off, saying I think they've done it too much. I think the squad's too much. They're using too many players. They need a system. They need the team to gel. And Ipswich just need that. The fans need to be patient. It's going to be a long process, this. Ipswich, if you look at what Cook's done, it's a slow burner over at Wigan, over at Chesterfield, over at Portsmouth. Has he been back at those clubs? Yes. Have there been difficulties in the past at those clubs? Yes. Paul Cook is the right man to lead Ipswich forward. If not, if Ipswich fans don't believe that, then give me a name and tell me why, because I just can't see that. If you can get the best out of Burns, your Bonds, your Piggotts, who's not really hit the ground running yet. And there's a lot of egos to deal with in that squad. So it will take time. Lincoln unlucky yesterday, from what I've heard. Currently 17th. Ipswich moving up to 19th. They have conceded quite a lot of goals this year. I think it's 15 goals conceded. So it'll do them right, just keeping a clean sheet, keeping that back door shut, and the defence will get stronger as games go on. Coming on to the last few games now, and we will go on to your guys' questions before we go in to having a look at the best defences and attacks in League One. Portsmouth, again, shambolic. Absolute shambolic. I'm sorry, Portsmouth fans, I've been very pragmatic of you in recent years, but I saw your Ivy on the first day and I said, if that was a jacket type performance, I think there'll be questions asked. I love Danny Cowley, he's the right man, but again, that's no result in 4 now. They've lost the last 3. They picked up 10 points from the first 4. Since then, only 1 point. Cambridge, again, came with a plan, came with an identity, and really, played with purpose. And they're a good side, Cambridge. People have been mugging them off. They beat Bolton at home 1-0, which is a very good victory. Bolton are a good side. I think Bolton are the best side at home in the division, followed by Rotherham. So to beat Bolton at home is a good result. I said to my mate, I'm like, I think Cambridge will get at least a point today. They go 2-0 up and they see the game out. Curtis does pull one back, but when you're looking through stats or you're looking at the game, you expect Portsmouth maybe to have 10 or 15 shots. Do you know what I mean? I'm really putting the pressure on. They didn't. They had a bit more possession. They had 2 shots on target at home. Portsmouth, Grafton Park, they're a huge club. They should be going to, going at teams from minute 1. Never mind this. We're not what we were a few years ago. I don't care. You've invested well in the summer. You've got a good side. Joe Morel, Williams, Tunnicliffe, Curtis, Marquis, Harness. Harness and Marquis cost 2.5 million quid, for 2 of them, and then, Morel, has gone for big fees in the past. Your defence is a good, a very good defence. I'm not going to criticise the defence because it's the best defence in the division at the moment, stats. They've only conceded 4. They've scored 5. I think they scored 3 in the first, or 4 in the first 3 of those. So, goals have dried up. But again, questions need to be asked. And Joe Ironside, good strike at this level, 14 goals last season. I believe that's his 5th already. He's going to be crucial there to stay up. But again, Cambridge in the top, I think 13th now, really pushing on. And all the sides that came up are having a damn good go. Bolton have, reinvested. Cheltenham and Cambridge are, going well as well. So, I think they're doing quite well. And it'd be interesting to see. Morecambe just slightly worrying me at the moment to see how they'll drop it off. Wednesday against Shrewsbury. Now, Shrewsbury again, Cottrell has been heavily criticised in recent weeks. But again, it's they get a good away goal, 1-0 down. I think that's 4 points from losing positions when they've conceded first. Bowman with his first goal. They've only lost 1 in the last 4. They have drawn 2 and won the other game against Gillingham. Shrewsbury are slow burners. They're expected to get to 55, maybe possibly even 60 points. I talked about possibly challenging the next bunch, the top 10, the top 6. Looking at it now, I think it's a step too far. But Wednesday just seemed to be slipping a bit. 1-0 up, Berahino, and the former Stoke and West Brom man, gets his goal. Bannon misses a penalty. Chance to go 2-0 up. Unfortunately, they don't. And Shrewsbury, punish them. And I said when I played them, Sheffield Wednesday create a lot of chances, a lot of good openings to get balls into the box, but there's no one on there. There's no one to put the ball in the back of the net, and that's what you need. You need to be horrible in League One to get out of it. You can't be nice. You can't be playing this nice football at times. You've got to be ruthless, and you've got to get your goals when you can. Go 3 or 4-0 up when you can. Don't just sit on a 1-0. Go and kill the game off. And Shrewsbury did really well to hold on for the point. A side low on confidence and, fair play to them. I think, they'll be more than okay this year. Cottrell's a safe pair of hands. And, it could be worse. You could have, Joey Barton in charge who loses games for a living right now. So, a good result away from home at Hillsborough. Not many teams will, go there this year and, grab a victory. And finally, we're going to finish off on Morecambe against Charlton. Now, Wickham against Charlton. I do apologise. Wickham again. The last 2 games, only grabbing that 1 point, going to Sunderland away and losing and getting a point away. Oxford, 2 tough games. Sunderland away and Oxford away. Possibly, 2 of the toughest games you can get back to back. To come back to home soil against the Charlton side, yep, low on confidence, yep, the 23rd in the title at the table. But they've got good players, Sam Lavelle just signed for them, captain at Morecambe, scored yesterday, a consolation. Jaden Stockley, Dobson, McGilvery, Femowo. They've got a very good side. And, McCleary gets his 2nd brace of the season, 4 goals for him now. His other 2 goals coming on the first day of the season against Accrington Stanley. And again, Wickham 3 wins from 3 at home, thriving in the league. 5th in the table. Gareth Ainsworth, what a manager, what a bloke. And I like him a lot. Now, let's come to your comments, guys. If you've got any questions, please let me know. We're going to go right from the bottom. Thank you to Simon. Really appreciate that, mate. Thank you so much. Hiya, Katie. Thank you for tuning in. Coleman said Bishop was better than Wyke. Oh, dear. Wonder who said that's mobile month. I do wonder. Sunderland, the best team in the world. Greetings from Brazil. Hello, Thane. You all right, mate? Any questions? Let us know, and we'll come back to it in the Q&A. Hello, evening, guys. Welcome to the show, guys. What did you think of Ipswich game? A good point for Fleetwood as well. Yeah, very good point for Fleetwood. Ipswich vital to get 3 points. Vital to get a clean sheet. I think the clean sheet is actually 1 up on the victory, really, because you need to keep that back door shut. You cannot concede 2 goals, 2.5 goals a game and expect to be in the top 12. You can't really expect to stay up conceding 2 goals a game sometimes. It's that well. You're lucky you've got the firepower to go alongside it. Keep your comments. I want a bank of questions. So what I want to do, I'm going to go through the League One table now and go just kind of give my opinion on the different teams. Now, I've watched 7 teams now of the, 6 teams of the 7 that we've played. And I've been lucky enough to watch a couple of others on full highlight replays that I've been able to watch. so far this year. Now, Wigan currently sit top of the division. Now, Wigan are a very good side. 16 points from 21 games. They scored 12. When you've got Humphreys on the bench, when you've got, Gian Edwards on the bench, when you've got McLean just getting about in, when you've got White scoring goals, when you've got Will Keane scoring goals, when you've got Callum Lang scoring goals, and you've got, Naylor and Cousins in midfield who can pop up with one. They've been known for it. What more from the back? It's an unbelievable team Wigan have got. Liam Richardson has been questioned many times. I believe he's a very good young manager, hungry, a lot to learn. What he did last year was unbelievable, but I think it'd be a huge achievement if he gets Wigan up. He's got a big wage budget, big expectation now. Last year, if they went down, it's like they gave us everything. We'll go again. He wasn't expected to stay up. This year, if he doesn't go up, it's a failure. And I think they will do it. I really do believe they'll do it. They've got the firepower in every area. And Wigan, there's more away fans than home fans yesterday. And Wigan fans get a bad name, but unbelievable support. Look, if it was miles away on a Tuesday night, they'd probably sell it out. The 11 away did that much down there. Sunderland again, second. And I said yesterday in my video and in an interview with Shaw Middleton, I said it was same old Sunderland. That yesterday was not the history of Sunderland, but it was the story of League One. And the story of League One in the last 4 years where they've been up in games and they've tried to see it out, try to be cautious and really see out these games by a goal. But again, teams come back, teams want to play up against Sunderland because it's a big occasion. And again, Fleetwood got the goal, and Fleetwood deserved that goal for the way Sunderland, sat back, and Fleetwood had a couple of good chances. The goalkeeper, Hoffenen, made a good save just before the goal. And Sunderland just need to be ruthless. He needs to get that killer edge. They've got the quality in the final third. Embleton can whip a ball in. You've got Gooch who can score goals. You've got McGeady scoring goals. You've got Stewart who I believe is better than White. Let me know in the comments what you think on that. They just need to start seeing out these games and just keep your back four, keep what works. And whatever happens, Johnson's going to get blamed at the end of it because he does come back to the manager. If he doesn't put a defender on in the draw, bring Wright on. If he does, why have you brought Wright on? You can't win as a manager. But a lot of the things he did yesterday, I just question myself. And then you look at the top six. MK Dons, Plymouth, Wycombe and Rotherham. Wycombe, Rotherham, I expected to be there. MK Dons, I expected to challenge, but not do as well. MK Dons have scored 16 goals in 8 games. They've won 4, drawn 3, lost 1. They haven't lost away yet. They are in frightening form. We've got Scott Twine, Mohamed Elsa, Max Waters. They scored goals. Ethan Robson in midfield, who's been very good. Boateng, who's been a beast in there as well. I think he's got the second best minutes per goal, just behind Ryan Law at Plymouth. Ryan Law's on 54. Again, Plymouth Argyle in the playoffs. I said, when you've got a good front two that can score goals, you are going to be thereabouts. And, it's an unbelievable achievement for Plymouth to be where they are. Ryan Lowe's a terrific manager. He plays football the right way. He conducts himself in a good manner. And what he did in the summer, I really like. He saw that he leaked too many goals. I think they were the second worst defence in the division behind Rochdale. They conceded 5 to Fleetwood, 4 or 5 to Rochdale. And he went out in the summer and bought new defenders. He brought Wilson in. He brought Macaulay Gillespie in. And he restored what he needed. The front two, nothing's really changed. The attacking areas, he's brought a couple of new players in, but he knows he can score goals. He knows he's got the talent to do it. And Plymouth, again, they've got the supporters back in. They took I think nearly 1,000 to Wimbledon yesterday. Plymouth are a side that got a good history, and they are a sleeping giant in League One. They really are. When they get behind their boys, they really do. And what a job he's done there. Wycombe, they'll be thereabouts. It's Wycombe at the end of the day. Ainsworth conducts himself in a great manner, and I like him a lot. I think he's a terrific man, and done a very good job so far. Then you look at just behind the players. Wimbledon, what a job Robinson is doing there. They've scored 15 goals this year. 10 have been from set pieces. They've got, I think, 7 points from when they've conceded third, and they've won 11 points of 15 when they've conceded the first goal. The Thursday against Doncaster, 1-0 down, win 2-1. Morecambe, you're 2-1 down. You go and win 4-3. The character, you've got a lot of good players. Essel in there, Anthony Hartingen, Palmer up front. T's now in goal, young goalkeeper. Will make mistakes this year. They probably will score a lot of goals. They're probably going to concede goals as well. And that's what I like. I think Wimbledon, 12 points. I think Wimbledon just need to get to 50 points. That's their main aim. They're nearly 25% there, and we're only 8 games into the season. So they just need to keep going, keep knocking points on the table. Forget yesterday, go again. Then you're going to look at Bolton. Again, what a team they've got. Athlon, Doyle, Sarcevic, Isgrove, Sheehan. It's unbelievable. Williams, unbelievable team. Santos at the back, Gethin Jones. I really like this Bolton side. I really like Ian Evatt. Yes, used to play for Blackpool, but the job he did at Barrow from bottom 5 to mid-table, then win promotion at Bolton. Go 17 unbeaten. Go up. What a job Ian Evatt has done. He's plays football the right way, and it was unlucky against Burton when I watched them. They could be secret candidates for the top 6. Let me know what you think about that. Rotherham at home was a tough game. Rotherham have got the second best away form in the division. They're not going to lose many this year, Rotherham. And like I say, Fleetwood managed to beat them, and it could have gone a different way without good goalkeeping. And then Cheltenham, what a job Michael Duff is doing. Long throw merchants, people call them, and I really like them. 3 wins, 3 draws, 2 defeats. A victory away at Charlton last week. And it was good to see Matty Blair get a goal and assist last week as well. Alfie May, you've got a good team. You've got a good core in there when you look at it. Boyle at the back, Flinders in goals, an experienced head. Right in midfield's been outstanding since coming on loan from Leicester. Scored against Fleetwood just a couple of weeks ago. Then, behind that, you've got Vassell, who's injured at the moment. He might add, 5, possibly 6 goals. He will work hard for the cause, whatever stick idea gave him at Fleetwood. And, a lot of people had Cheltenham and Cambridge in the bottom 4s. Cambridge, again, they're another side that are winning games of football, that are shutting that back door, that are just managing to get those points. And again, what a victory for them. Away at Fratton Park, 2-1. Fratton Park used to be an intimidating place to go to now. It's not that anymore. You've got 15,000 fans. It is like a 12-man, but Portsmouth just don't get in your face anymore. You don't fear going to Portsmouth anymore. And it's a sad, sad decline for them. And then you have a look at, the bottom half of the table. Oxford, they are slow starters, but you just know they just need to get going. I like Sykes. I like Taylor. I really do. They've got a lot of other good players as well. I don't know if they'll be in the top 6 this year. I really don't. But it's Robinson, and they score goals. They're entertaining to watch. They've only scored 9 and conceded 9 so far this year in 8 games. But last year, they only won 4 of the first 16 games. And I think they drew 4, lost 8. So, they are slow starters, and maybe just be a bit more patient. Then you got Fleetwood, and Fleetwood who are trending up at the moment, where you got Portsmouth, Lincoln and Morecambe all trending down. Fleetwood, again, are unbeaten. I think it's in 4 games now in League One. They've drawn 2, 1-2. And again, they're scoring a lot of goals. They've scored 11 goals so far this season. And pretty much the majority of those have come in the last few weeks. I think we scored 10 of those in the last 4 games. And it's good to see Fleetwood do that. And I was very critical of Grayson. But what he did right yesterday, he changed from a back 5 to a back 4. We are so easy to play against with a back 5. It is unreal. We concede chance after chance after chance. With a back 4, we hardly conceded anything. We conceded maybe 2 chances in the second half. The Cairns had to bail us out. But going forward, we look at much more of a threat. 4-3-3. That's all I ask for the Cod Army. Now, going on to, the bottom 6. Ipswich trending up. A great result last week. We did say this when they got that, 2-2 against Wimbledon when Piggott scored and Burns scored. Could that be a sign of things to come, with the scoring goals and the tallies men, and in Piggott getting 20 goals and your Burns might get you 7 or 8, grabbing a goal could do confidence for the whole team. Really, it didn't. Could this be it? We've had so many false starts with Ipswich in League One. this needs to be it, really. Gillingham, I worry for. I really do. Only that one win. They've drawn 3 and lost 5 so far this season. I really do worry for them. They have got goals in Oliver. They have got goals in Carriol, Ollie Lee, Dempsey possibly. But at the back, they're conceding goals, they're conceding chances. And are there going to be 4 worst sides? Steve Evans, again, is no mug at this level. He's not been backed. He likes being backed. That's the only reason he goes to clubs, because he wants to take them forward. And how long will Steve Evans give it? Because he doesn't want to be, no mug anymore at the Gills. In the bottom 4 currently sit Crewe, Shrewsbury, Charlton, Doncaster. Now, Doncaster and Crewe both won yesterday and both kept clean sheets. Shrewsbury got a very good point away, but Charlton still are struggling. I want to know, guys, who are your standout players so far? Because when you look at it, your top goal scorers, you've got your Stocktons on 6, and then you've got, your Bonds, your Smith, your Ironsides, your Stewarts, your Scullys, who have all got 5. Scully has been a different player this year, got a hat-trick again last weekend against Cambridge and scored, 2 against Fleetwood. Unbelievable player. Could he go and get 20 goals this year? Let me know in the comments. And then you've got your likes of Matt Power, who created 4 assists so far, a couple from set pieces. Anthony Hartingen's been very good, on set pieces for them. Sean McConville. Scully's got 3 goals and 5 assists this season. Lincoln have scored 10. He's created 8 of them. 80% of the goals have come through Anthony Scully. McConville is doing it in a side that are not really scoring goals. And then you've got Arthur Ganoa, the former Bolton man, who's, I think has been really good at Morecambe this year. I really do. I really do believe that. And again, we're talking about Fleetwood coming from behind. I want to talk about MK Dons, who were 1-0 down yesterday, managing to win 4-1 away at Gills. It's a bogey play for them over the years. They don't seem to get many, results from it. They've taken 11 points this season from their 15 that they've got when they conceded the first goal. And never say die attitude. It'd be interesting to see the mentality when they do go 1-0 up. And, Bolton just behind them on 8. So then it's Wimbledon on 7, Fleetwood on 5, and Cheltenham and Lincoln have both got 4. You could argue for Fleetwood, they go behind pretty much every game, so there's an opportunity to get something. But there is always a good sign when your teams are coming back. And, whatever you lack in ability, you've got in, spirit. And, Bolton and MK Dons have got that. Bolton and MK Dons are sitting in the top half for a reason. And, that's going to be one of the reasons for them. Again, we talk about, I'd say in League One, I said again with Sean yesterday, defences win championships, defences win promotions, defences keep you in League One. You need to have firepower at the other end. Portsmouth have only conceded 4 goals in 7 games. They've only scored 5 though. So they haven't got that right mix at the moment, which is worrying. Where when you look at Plymouth, 4 goals conceded, but they go down the other end and they score goals. And, that's what you want to see in your team. You want to see your side scoring goals, but, keeping clean sheets as well. Plymouth scored 10 goals comparison to Portsmouth, by the way. Wigan, again, 5, but they scored 4 yesterday. They're one of the top goal scorers in the division with 12. And then you look at, your worst defenders who probably will struggle, this year. Fleetwood have conceded 11 goals. Ipswich have conceded 15 goals. Bolton have conceded 12 goals as well. So, it is, you don't want to concede many goals at all, do you? It's, what would you rather, guys? Would you rather win 1-0 every week or 4-3? Because I'm personally a 1-0 fan. I message Kenzie all the time asking, can we keep a clean sheet now? Can we have a 1-0? I don't want these tutors. I want a 1-0 victory. And talking about, no clean sheets, Fleetwood are one of the only, 4 sides not to keep a clean sheet yet this season. 5 teams, Shrewsbury, Lincoln, Gillingham, Wimbledon and Fleetwood yet to keep a clean sheet this season. Just hoping that changes soon. Lincoln again score a lot of goals, but sooner rather than later, they've got to get it. Do you know what I mean? So I want to know, guys, for the last 20 minutes of the show, your questions for me, your burning questions, anything about the EFL, footballing related. and I'll catch up on them. Please like and subscribe, guys, by the way. We're trying to get to 9,000 subscribers by the end of the season. So anyhow will be appreciated. Let's just go back on the chat. Thank you, Simon. We've covered that one. Let's just go back where we were. Do you think the Championship is getting stale? The top three recently relegated from the Premier League and the three up from League One all struggling. Yeah, it's always difficult in League One to get up. And then when you get up, you're competing with sides with the parachute payment. So it's always difficult. Then you're competing against sides that have got a lot of money. You've seen Derby splash the cash in recent years. Cardiff are no mugs to it. You've got a lot of sides in the middle bunch want to make the difference, so they will spend that extra couple of million. So, I do agree with that. I do think it's getting a bit stale. And, League One, you never know what's going to happen. I know, I've heard. Don't even really mention that guy. Get him out of my club. Ooh. I'm guessing you're on about Joey Barton. Josephine. Good result, Ben, from a Sunderland fan. I hope Sunderland can bounce back. Saturday Bolton. It's a tough tie. You've got your cup game coming up. And, there's 3 games in midweek that we need to talk about as well. Crewe against Morecambe. Crewe, I fancy them. Morecambe on a bad run. Bit of pressure on them. Need that win just to keep them afloat again. Maybe just average a win every 4 games just to keep them going, keep them ticking along nicely. And they've not, they've only... I feel for them because I feel the squad's strong in key areas. But again, losing Lavelle, losing Sonogo are key losses. And I just think it could cost them in the end. What do you think of Wickham? I have a big soft spot for Wickham. I think they're a great side. They play with, the right way. They question the way they play, but it's winning football. It's winning football. Winning football is better than attractive football and not getting that. Ask Ipswich fans. They've been scoring loads of goals and conceding loads of goals, but, you try to have a bit of solidarity to it as well. Yes, they are like Fleetwood. I think there's a patch on how many teams you can have, how many players you can have in your team. 84% possession. Jesus Christ. I know Bolton had 71 and lost 2-0. It's just possession doesn't win games. MK Dons will just pass you to boredom, but again they'll go forward with it and they sneak up the pitch and they get in your face as well. And they're not too shy to the occasional long ball as well. Where Gillingham like a long ball. League One, if you can make a set piece, or you can take a free kick, or you can hit the ball long, you're probably going to get a year-long deal in League One at the end of the day. Hi, I'm from West Brom and my granddad was a Wigan fan, so I get to quite a few of their games. Love to see that. Nigel Atkins has to go, do me a favour. Do me. We're 7 or 8 games into the season. Do you really expect signing 10 players it's going to click straight away? Blackpool, by the way, were in the bottom 4 this time last year. Just to mention, I always mention that because it's a good comparison. The table does not lie after 20 games. It lies after 8 games. 8 games is a little bit of form and a little bit of early on to the season. Give him time. Come back to me in 5 games' time and we'll have a discussion. But you just need that one win. He's a positive man. He'll keep going. And he's a positive impact. You're unlucky last year. Give him time. Do you really think Atkins should go? Really? Surprised. Do you think Joey Barton will be sacked? No. I think he'll get himself sacked sooner rather than later, if I'm honest with you, mate. Because he's just like that, unfortunately. Unfortunately, manager's court case. Yes, mate. Remember when I seen you at your work, Salford fan? Love that. Hello, how are you, Ben? You could do a top 10 players in League One. Believe me, League One top 10s are carrying on. We've got a League One top 10 this week coming out. I'm just about prepping for it now, doing a lot of research for it. So, again, tell me what you want to see top 10s, and I will bring them. This week it is top 10 fans, which should cause a lot of controversy. I can't pronounce it. I'm not even going to bother. Nigel Atkins out. If not, we're going down. Get out of it. Yeah. Hello, Tony. You all right, pal? Huge 3 points for Doncaster yesterday. Absolutely Clean sheet vital as well. Tommy Rowe getting the goal, scored 2 of the first 3 goals this season, which has been interesting for me because Tommy Rowe's played in about 17 different positions so far. We're only, 7 or 8 games into the season. So it's good to see, versatility nowadays. You don't see it a lot in League One. But again, I still think you struggle for goals. I really do believe that. Where are we now? Salford. Will Charlton stay up? Mate, I don't think you'll go up. I'll be honest with you. I really don't, because I don't think you're good enough to go up. But sacking Atkins after 8 games is absolute. If you do sack Atkins, I have no respect to whatever you do this year. If you go down, I have no respect, because it's an embarrassment sacking a manager after 8 games. You cannot do it. He's just built a squad in the summer for a new guy to rip it up in January to go again. How does that help anyone? At least if you gave him until maybe Christmas, then you can say, right, we do need to change. Do you know what I mean? I'm like 4 wins in a row and you're in the playoffs, for God's sake. You know what I mean? Oh, don't get me started on clubs, the merry-go-round. Lancashire clubs are threat. Yeah, absolutely. Wigan top of the league, Bolton in the top 8. Fleetwood on the up in League One. Accrington doing quite well. Morecambe in League One's an achievement. Blackpool, holding their own in League One, doing relatively quite well. Preston on a good run. AFC Fylde, doing well in the National League North. Very well. Will Oldham be an next Premier League see to exit the league? Ooh. I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. The only reason where Oldham won't go down is, they will go down. They just won't finish bottom. It's because Joey's done a full season at Bristol Rovers. Blackpool's an ex-Premier team, right? Yep. Kizzo is an MK Don's boy. Known him since 2013. Went in school in MK. So happy he's back in MK and playing well. Good to know that. When I started looking at he's playing again, I'm like, it's good to see that he's out playing football and again getting a goal yesterday and a good performance away from home. Shot MK Dons lost their manager, doesn't seem to have affected them. I like the way they play and hope they can stay on the course. Absolutely, losing your manager about 10 days before a season, losing Keogh, who went halfway through last year, losing Jerome has not phased them one bit. They've just got better. They just use it as a motivational tool to, keep getting better, keep thriving, keep going on the up as well. So, I think they'll be there or thereabouts at the end of the year. They've got the goals to do it. They've got the solidarity at the back. It's just, can they keep thriving now? 3 points. Some winning mentality that it's hard to get hold of. The best 2 sides I've seen do it were both went up in the same year. Barnsley and Luton. They didn't lose a home game. They just won games, kept clean sheets, went unbeaten runs, and were hard to beat. And if they went 1-0 down, you could bank on them coming winning 2, maybe 3, possibly even 4-1. If they can keep doing that, 11 points from behind is a good sign. I want to see them go in front a bit more, though, because I want to see them go on the front foot and stay in games instead of always having to. You don't always want to rely on coming back, because for an MK Dons fan, I think I'd feel a bit heart rated. Put it that way. When Fleetwood scored their penalty yesterday, my heart rate was 194. The most I should be at my age is 201. So, yeah. Who do you think will get promoted this season? Now, Wigan will go up, in my opinion. I think they've got goals in the side. They've got threats from all over. They've got depth as well. They've got a good defence. They've got a good manager. They want to play the right way. They score goals. They keep clean sheets. They've got a good character about them and a good belief about them. I tell you what, Sunderland, I don't know. I really don't know about Sunderland. I'm just not sure on them, if I'm honest with you. I just think they're gonna do a Sunderland halfway through the season. And Lee Johnson, he's got a history of being streaky. They're not reliable at all. Wigan will go up 100%, in my opinion. I think Wednesday will be there. Will possibly do it through the playoffs. And maybe Wycombe or MK Dons, I'm going to go for outsiders because None of the bigger boys are impressing me, you know. Like, they're really not. I've not seen more. Wednesday are a one-off, but they were not great against Fleetwood. They weren't unbelievably played better than us and they deserved the win, absolutely. Portsmouth wasn't impressed. I've been impressed by Wigan, I must admit. Do I think Sunderland will be there? Of course they're going to be in the top 6, but can they get over that playoff? Do you know what I mean? Let me know your 3 as well. Thank you for the donation, mate. Much appreciated. Bernard Selena, the best player in League One soon when he starts, getting 9 minutes every game. What a sign he is, returning him. He could be the missing link. Yeah, I know you signed, 23, 24 players this year. Huge difference there. You know, just the way he knows the club and he knows what to expect. I reckon we'll make top 6, top 2 maybe. Be hard to sustain. It will be, but you've got goals and you've got the spirit to do it. So why not? Believe. That's what I always say. Go into games believing. And then after 5 minutes, be 2-0 down and lose entire confidence in your team. Say in your video, game, set and match, we're not coming back from this. And we draw 2-2 in the last minute with a Stonewall penalty. Wish we were League One. League Two is so dead. Oh, I know. The difference is unbelievable. Like, attendance figures, Fleetwood wouldn't even be worse. Thoughts on Wycombe 2, Charlton. A very good result for Wycombe. Grinding it out. McCleary was scoring. You know, Vokes still yet to get going. You know, Akinfenwa played a big part off the bench. Then you've got Pendlebury in midfield, who I really, really like. Then you've got, you know, your back 5, you know, Jacobson, a sweet left foot, second best, probably one of the best left foots in League One. You know, Danny Andrew as well, I'd include in that list. Then you've got your Sully Kaikais, and then you've got, you know, your Scowans, then you've got your Wheelers and type players. So, you know, they've got a good character, it's a good win. My money's on Wigan to win it. I wouldn't argue with that at all, because the character they got in the squad, I just see them outscoring sides at times and, you know, playing the right way. How are they going to be if they go through a bad patch? I'm not sure. But, you know, Jordan Jones coming off the bench is an absolute joke, by the way. They've got it set up right behind the scenes and will be able to add in January. Absolutely. They've not added too much. Ipswich went wrong there. They added too much. Wigan just added little bits and added what they needed. I feel like Ipswich have just basically played fantasy football, in my opinion. I just realised you hit 7K subs. Thank you very much. Derby going down. I think if it's 21, they will. If it's 9, I think they'll stay up. It was just good for my away curse to be broke after 2 years, 18, 19, and 19, 20. We were horrific away. Yeah. My mate last week went to Roundup. I think it was his 10th away game, our first win. I think we drew 3 and lost 6 before that. Hey, Captain Nut, welcome to the stream. Wigan will win this league over 100 points. That's my outside bet for the season. I don't think any side will get 100 points this year. I think you're going to get a lot of sides hitting 70, possibly 80 points this year. And I believe you're going to get a lot more sides hitting 60 points. And I believe the bottom 4 will kind of be around about the same, you know, your 44 to 50 points. I'm going to put a prediction on a team with 50 points will go down this year. That's my prediction. Why are people more confident about us than me? I think when you watch your team week in, week out, you just don't want to put any pressure on yourself. That's my opinion. Are you making the trip up to MK Dons next year and next week? I will be doing. I'm going to Cambridge on Saturday and MK Dons on the Tuesday. I cannot wait. 2 good away days. Cambridge is a new ground for me. You know, tough game. You know, they've won, 3 of the first 7. They scored 10 goals, conceded 10. So, it's a decent trip for me. Stone and I disagree about Wigan. Katie, love our Wigan. I've got some great signings. Watmore and Nail and Freeze. And he's worked with them before at Portsmouth, which adds to the business of it being even better, in my opinion anyway. Who win the league? Wigan, in my opinion. Philip, who do you think will win the league? Sunderland versus Wigan. Oh, good result versus Sheffield Wednesday. Hopefully we can get some more confidence about that result. Why not? You've taken 5 points from your last 12 available. You just need to keep sustaining that. You really want to be averaging around about Shrewsbury. You want to be looking at around about 1.25 points a game and looking to get, pretty much around that 56, 57 point mark to really get our way from it. But you want to push on as well. Maybe go for 1.3, 1.4. You know, I want personally Fleetwood to go and get, you know, 1 point, possibly 1.3 points a game if we can do that. Long shot. But, you know, you never know. Any changes you make to our team? Oof. I like Fleetwood when we play 2 up front. I like Fleetwood when we play 3 in midfield, but we play 3 up front. That's all I'd change. I'd play 4-3-3 personally. That's my opinion. I don't like the back 3. Mad that Naylor almost signed for Mansfield and him and Cousins made our midfield immense. It's unbelievable what one signing can do. It can just rejuvenate a whole side. It's unbelievable. Keep the questions coming, guys. We are off in 5 minutes. So keep them coming, guys. We've got quite a few to go at. Where are we now? Have you got a message for Mr. Bloomnappers? What a man. Ben is all the best. Katie thought they were both cagey, but the first game. Where are we now? Yeah, same with Ipswich. No point in sacking Cook this season after he just got the players to fit the system and his style. Surprised Charlton fans, I'm sacked. And I'm surprised why they're singing that. You know, it's not going to do the team any good, is it? You know what I mean? Like, I've ripped integration in the past, I must admit, but you've got to realise where Fleetwood are right now. You know, they're a side that are on 50% less budget. They're a side that, you know, not expected to do, and we've got a lot of you coming through. You know, your Paddy Lane's just come through, looks very good, got an assist yesterday. So, you know, stick with your manager. What's the point in getting rid? I don't understand. Give it 20 games and come back to me. Plus, I don't think I can deal with the stress of too many managers getting sacked too early in the season. Wait for that at the end of the season. Put it that way. A long time no see. Hope you're good. Doncaster Rovers FC. Love that. Plymouth could be a shout. They've got 2 strikers that score 15 goals a season. Of course they're doing well. I'm not surprised they're doing well. It's unbelievable. And they've got a good manager. You know. I've got Wednesday in the playoffs. I am worried about Wednesday, though. I must admit. Where do you think Pompey will finish after Saturday? Ooh, top 10. I did put them in the top 6 for the first time in a long while this year, and I've not changed my mind. I didn't even change my mind in the first 4 games because I watched them in every game and I thought, they beat Fleetwood, they beat Crewe, and they beat Shrewsbury. And I'm like, okay, you know, you can only beat what's in front of you. And I'm like, they weren't great, though. And you want to play well, you know, in some of your games as well, not just get, you know, lucky in them. I am reading your comments, guys. Don't worry, I'm just a little bit behind. I'm just getting up now. Do you think Sheffield Wednesday can go up? I think there's about 8 or 9 teams that can go up this year, and I include Sheffield Wednesday in that. I think you've got to look at your, you know, your bigger teams as well. You know, maybe Plymouth, your Boltons, your Wickhams. It could be a shout. I think it's a long shout, though, if I'm honest with you. I think there's going to be 9 or 10 teams, and it's going to be a real dogfight this year. We haven't won away in 2021. Jesus, that is awful. Barry, not getting off the mark. That's huge. Out of context, but what do you think of Leeds versus Newcastle result? I do worry for Leeds this year, but I think they'll be okay. And Newcastle, I'm surprised he even scored 1, if I'm honest with you. Ipswich versus Wigan will be a huge game in terms of Richardson versus Cook and the overhauls of both clubs. Absolutely. You know, both have invested well. Both have got good size. Both want to go up. Both are scoring goals. 0-0. What would be your centre-back partnership for Fleetwood going forward if it's going to be a 4-3-3? If I'm honest with you, it'd be Hill and Clark, in my opinion. I'd go Cairns, Andrew, Hill, Clark, Johnson or Conor McLaughlin. Then a midfield 3 of Jordan Rossiter. Then I'd go Camps, Matete, in my opinion. I like Biggins, but I just think Biggins just does what Rossiter does. And I'm like, he doesn't offer anything different. And Matete is young and he's come through our academy. I want him to do well. And my front 3 would probably be Garner, Morton, and Shaden overall. But Shaden's injured. But we've got no width other than Shaden Morris. Probably Paddy Lane, that's it. Derby will lose their better players in the transfer window, and so Yeah, exactly. You know. Thanks for the other notification, the donation. I appreciate it. Do you think Doncaster will kick on after the win? I certainly hope so, mate. I do think they will. The last few questions now. Do you think Ipswich can still go up, mate? We're 8 games in, 7 for some games into the season. You've just won your first game. If you win your next 5 games, we'll go unbeaten in say 6. You know. Look at Sunderland. Look at Wigan. Lost the first game, unbeaten in 6. Now the top of the league. So 6 games changes everything. It is if you win 4, draw 2, you've got what 14 points from 18 games. A lot of the top 6 are going to be averaging about 1.6 points per game. So they'll probably get around about 10, 11 points. So you're making ground 4 or 5 points in. And after what? 14 games, you're nearly there. You're in the top 10. So I just think you have to believe, and why not? Did you just say Conor McLaughlin the COD's back 4? Do you know something I don't? He's training with the COD Army. That's all I can say. Not even meant to, but oh well. I agree. Biggin and Rossiter are too similar. Yeah, absolutely. I don't mind them. Rossiter's a very good player, but Rossiter hasn't been the same this year. I just want to see Rossiter inbounding Matete and Camps. Let Camps do whatever he wants. Just give him a free roam, and Matete just sweeping up, and you've got Rossiter. But the back 3 is so easy to play against. I was talking about Tony about it last year. Joe Garner. We are at least the ex-Rangers FC. Barton as manager, Clint Hill, Joe Garner, Holt, Rossiter. Loads of them. Barton said we'll get promoted after losing 3-1 to Leighton Orient yesterday. Oh my God. You know something, right? That's not actually the worst thing I've ever heard them say. We're a much better team and we're a bigger club than Blackpool. I'm like, oh my God. I'm cringing now. Just please. I'm just happy that I don't have to cover him. Put it that way. Come on to that last question. Ponders Dalby, top 3 goalkeepers in the league. Spot on, I agree. He saved you 3 points yesterday, or 2 points yesterday. Unbelievable save. Saved the penalty against Porter. He's pretty much saved you all your points this year. Your 4 points, he's saved you. It's unbelievable. What's a goalkeeper, and the chance even better. Is Will Keane the best number 10 ever? Just behind Callum Camps, I think. Well, that's where we're going to end today's show. I hope you have enjoyed it. Again, we've just gone through the results. A bit different show. I hope you enjoy it. Please remember to like and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, get in and subscribe. We're trying to get to 8K. And if you could like this stream, it will be massively appreciated. And again, a couple of League One top 10s this week. We are going with best home fans this week, and away fans will be next week. So a couple of videos coming your way. Get notifications on so you don't miss another video. Until next time, guys, I will see you later. Thank you very much for watching. Go on, the Cods.